Let's get Jeremy from the Quartering's perspective on the controversy, the allegations from Glenn Greenwald that the Daily Wire they put a gag order on Candace Owens while they were negotiating a possibility of a debate. Jeremy's take right here.
These are not uncommon. But the kind of the nefarious part of having this,
I have to stop it already. It's not uncommon, obviously, but what's not common is publicly saying that you're going to debate someone while doing it. Because if you were authentic, it seems to me that you would say, I don't have any interest in debating you. In fact, well, you don't have to say that part publicly, but they were going back and forth. They could have said, we don't have any interest.
gag order in place, while also publicly telling all of your viewers that you want to debate Candace Owens. I guess I'm just curious what Daily Wire viewers are feeling right now. I kind of view Daily Wire in two separate ways. One is the company, which I don't care for. The second is kind of the individual talent, which there are many people there that I like or that I have no issues whatsoever with. In fact,
interesting. This is my first time listening to it, but I just want to stop. That is an interesting take. I don't know Jeremy's take fully on the Daily Wire, why he doesn't like the company, but it's a good thing to distinguish between, okay, you have a company, and I'm a big Matt Walsh supporter. I'm almost mad at Matt Walsh for staying with them, but I don't know what his contract stuff is. I don't see how he can re-up with them, but I am a big Matt Walsh supporter. The other guys, they're all extremely smart and well-produced, well-researched guys. I don't have any beef with them there. I've given them many props before. You can look at my old videos, but they're losing their integrity. You can't buy integrity.
In fact, the overwhelming majority of people at the Daily Wire I enjoy. And that's one thing I think that is worth separating. But I also think it's pretty interesting the way everybody's kind of responding to this. You know, here his full episode yesterday, quote unquote, only got 160,000 views. I say only because he has 7 million subscribers.
I mean, shorts are where they're at, man. I hate shorts. This is off topic, but man, I hate them, but that is where it's at. I mean, I don't do enough of them. I can do some. I can do them. I can't do really high quality ones and pump them out. But I can pump out bad, like literally taking 20 seconds of a clip of them I'm doing and pump those out. And I really need to do more of that. I am going to do more of that.
It's not uncommon for me with 1 million to regularly get 150 to 200,000 views. And many, many, many of his videos get less than 100,000 views. Although this one, it gets RFK did very, very good. 500,000 with a Sunday special. But his day-to-day uploads, you know, are nowhere near what a 7 million subscriber channel should be. It's because he has cracked the shorts algorithm.
Yeah.
He uploads many, 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 many shorts that all get 500,000 to 1 million views pretty consistently. Some of them in the many millions.
That's what YouTube wants.
You know, he almost never doesn't get at least 100,000. So, you know, his views really haven't hurt. I looked at the Daily Wire's main channel. They lost some subs, but they've been losing views and they've been losing subs for months. So there's really no data to support. Ben Shapiro on Twitter, not really losing anybody. He had a little brief period last week. I'm not sure what tweet set this off, but he's still gaining hundreds of followers on Twitter every day. So is this a tempest in a teapot? Is this really our Daily Wire viewers? They don't really care, or have they moved on? Or is this really just not that big a deal? Because I don't see kind of any sharp reaction.
And I think this is good to think about because I think with Daily Wire, you've got your more, I think they're your more probably DeSantis types. You're more, not full neocon necessarily, but you're not really, neocon isn't a slur word to you probably if you're a Daily Wire. I was probably in the minority where I was there for just pretty much Candace and Matt Walsh. And you know, somebody like me who likes young Nick, for example, how many people do you think are into Daily Wire, subscribing to Daily Wire, which I was at $10 a month. And I'm not anymore because I just rather put that to that girl Casey or somebody that I like that's doing real work. But I don't think they probably all left and they're not that big to their subscriber base. So why do they even need to debate Candace?
unless there's a bunch of people who are canceling their Daily Wire Plus, which is the only
But I think you would see some type of correspondence there.
metric that I can't research, and I'm sure that they wouldn't
No.
have said anything. You see, so nobody from the Daily Wire is going to come out to deny the gag order. I put that tweet out, so there's 4,000 likes on that.
I thought Jeremy
It doesn't
did.
look. I would say at this point,
I thought Jeremy did, but how are we going to deny it? We can't prove it either way.
it's now been over a day. At the time of recording, it's been like 30 hours. Nobody said anything. I have this like slight suspicion that the Daily Wire or Jeremy Boring will put something out at like 4 o'clock this afternoon on a Friday. So I will be there. But you see a lot of concern.
Jeremy is so smart, man. When I talk about marketing, and he's the like peak YouTuber. He's like, you know what? It is a Friday. When you want to release bad news, it's in the afternoon. And he's like, I'll be awake. I'll be ready for you.
Conservative pundits, Cernovich, I'm on record as wanting to see the Daily Wire success. You've never seen me bash the company, but this is really scummy, real coward stuff. Don't challenge people to debate, then sue.
Did she say that?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Now, Matt Walsh is out here. Looks like Matt Walsh is going to be the next high-profile departure from the Daily Wire. I don't think so. Matt Walsh has been pretty free to speak about his disagreement about.
So this is transitioning to Matt Walsh. I think Matt Walsh ultimately might leave the Daily Wire. Why? Because he's so important to them. I don't know if they can pay him. I mean, he's that big now. He's the only one that has legitimate criticism of that country over there. So that means it's important to Daily Wire. Because whenever somebody calls the Daily Wire the Israeli Wire, they can say, well, we still have Matt Walsh who disagrees on a little bit. He still is they have a right to defend themselves guy. You have to be that on the Daily Wire, but he will say they have a right to defend themselves, but not with our money at least. So they need him for that. He did What Is a Woman? We're all waiting for what his next one's going to drop. That one was timed perfectly. And so he's just worth so much. What do those contract negotiations look like? If he leaves, I think it might be over that. As big as Daily Wire is, I don't know if they can even afford him, but we'll see. I'm just speculating. These tweets here, Matt Walsh was saying he doesn't like the anti-Sem bill that passed. That's not going to get him fired from the Daily Wire. Jeremy Boring talked about these executive edicts in the streaming, the X Spaces with Nick, and said he doesn't agree with them. I think even Shapiro said that maybe. So Matt Walsh is not having a take here. That take is not a take that puts him in threat with. Matt Walsh will not say anything that would put him in threat of his job there, in my opinion.
This like anti-Semitism bill, Matt and I agree. It's weird, cringe virtue signaling for Israel at the expense of trampling on our First Amendment rights as Americans.
If it comes into law, it's beyond virtue signaling. It's an actual doing something for your master.
Middle MAGA.